You had mentioned that, and clearly everybody knows this, politics is a very dirty business, beyond.
Yeah.
And you got caught up in it as bad as anybody. But what you dealt with, is that just, hey, it's politics as usual, hey, welcome to the game? Or is there something specific about Chicago, Illinois politics than dirtier than most states? I think 4 governors of the state of Illinois have been in jail, including the governor preceding you, Governor Ryan. Your arch nemesis, Mike Madigan, I believe his name, is embroiled in political turmoil. You see what's going on in Chicago, and they're calling it Chirac, and just everything that's happening there. My question is, what the hell's going on in Chicago and in Illinois?
Yeah, the answer is it worse, corruption more endemic in a place like Chicago and in Illinois than in other places? The answer is yes and no. It is far more so than, let's say, our neighboring state to the north, Wisconsin. Their politics, their government's a lot cleaner, no doubt about that. But it's not that different from Washington. That's the sad reality. I mean, you think about the stuff that happens in Chicago, Mike Madigan, they all got rich. Madigan's the former speaker, been speaker since 1983, been a state rep since 1973. The same time Biden became a United States senator, right? Well, both of those guys got super rich in the job. How does that happen if you're doing it straight, right? So when I think about Biden and Hunter Biden and the allegations relating to the Biden family in China, I think about the Bush family in China and their economic interests. I think about going to war in Iraq, and we were lied to about weapons of mass destruction, and Dick Cheney's the vice president, and Halliburton, and they break that country up, and then his company gets in there to rebuild it. I think about that sort of stuff, and I think Chicago and Illinois isn't that much different from Washington. There are states that are much better, straight, cleaner. Illinois is not one of them, but it's not that different in Washington than it is.
It's funny. I just pulled up
Illinois.
The most corrupt states in America. Okay, you got to see this. Type in the following word: the most corrupt states in America. It's a Forbes article. The most corrupt states in America. It's by a mile. There you go. Click on that one. Go a little lower. Go look at that. Make it bigger. Number 1 is D.C. Look at that.
Yeah.
Number of federal public corruption convictions per 10,000 inhabitants from 1976 to 2018. D.C. is like the Wayne Gretzky of corruption. They're just crushing number 2. Then
and they're not
Louisiana.
even a state.
No, it's not. And then it's Illinois 3rd. Then Tennessee, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Ohio, Jersey, Georgia next on that list.
And
so
these aren't red or blue. It's not like they're all blue states or red states. So how do you interpret this map right here?
I don't really know a lot about what's going on in Louisiana. I'm not surprised with some of the history there, right? Yeah. A lot of it is tradition and customary practices, okay? And Illinois, customary practices. Here again, I'm the only one who didn't get rich in that business because I wasn't like those other people. They do it through legal corruption. They pass the laws that benefit themselves, their law practices, and they get really rich. But I would say this about Illinois. Illinois is so corrupt politically that even our U.S. attorneys can be corrupt, like those corrupt motherfuckers who did to me what they did. They're dirty, rotten scumbags, and they're corrupt, and they abuse the rule of law. And instead of going after the real corruption, and maybe what's happening now with Madigan, that's happening, instead of going after the real corruption, they went after a guy so they can look like they did something because I had a high office. And they make names for themselves, and they just add another governor to the list of the trophies that they win.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.